you get to meet a lot of people. So it's a place for you to, to just network with other people. So I think once you start realizing that you can learn a lot. There are different platforms, there are different organizations where you can learn what your interests are.
Okay, this is it. This is the Student Plug, a platform where we come and talk student support and development. And today on the Student Plug, we are joined by my brother, a leader, an MSc student in mathematics. Ke motho a tswa ko Skral, ke batho ba ko Skral, ke batho ba Dese,
Sure.
Yeah, today we're joined by Amukelani Tivane. Welcome, Amu, as you're called.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ben, for having me. I hope people know that you are the chairman, so they shouldn't be surprised when I refer to you as chair. But thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I thought I should say that as well. I was like, because we refer to each other as chairs, so it's like people shouldn't be surprised and everything like that. Do you get, because sometimes I get this, people will refer me as Bob. Do you get that? Because I'm like, guys, we don't even look alike, like how, like I do. People would be like, hey, Bob. I'm like, guys,
I think it's because of our names, right? Because, you're Ben and I'm Bob.
Yeah.
BNB. So BNB. I think that's why. And it's BENBOB. So that's why people confuse.
It's Airbnb, But anyway, welcome, Chair, to this conversation. So, like I said, we're just going to be talking about, the year has started. And a lot of institutions will be welcoming first years to their cohorts and stuff like that. And it can be challenging. First year, I think it can be one of the challenging years. And I think once someone get their groove in the other years, you start to learn how to strategize around cohorts and everything like that. So we're now like I said, that is Hamaskral. So before you come to varsity, what do you think about university? What did you think about university before you come to university?
I think it's pretty much what everyone thinks about university, from the movies that we used to see. Well, American movies, about college, like your American Pie, like we thought it's a wild place, where things are just gonna be easy for you. But for me, because I'm from a church background, I wasn't really thinking much of parties, but just for it to just at least be wild, you just meet people, you just see different people, and of course will just be easier than what you were doing in school. I think that's what it seemed like.
Yeah, because the American Pie movies, because I remember I think it was a week before I came to varsity. Someone showed me the American Pie movies, and I thought that, hey, Masada, like, it's gonna be a movie, and you come
exactly. And like, insane, yes.
Yeah. And you come in and you're like, hey, but it's different, Of course, the fun is there, you see it and everything like that. But when cause that to be real, is that to be real. So, sometimes we talk about, culture shock, so what were the university shock for you? Like you're now in and you're like, hey, this is, wow, look at this, look at that.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't really a shock, but more of an appreciation, because obviously, like where we are from, it's just us, black people, what Cynthia, just black people, and the way we speak, we understand each other. So now when you get to varsity, you see everyone, and I mean everyone, man. Like it's like the world is there in such a small place, like the Chinese are there, the Indians, black people that are very different from you, that sound different from you, because when you're from high school, even your English, doesn't fit So the way that's how a lot of people say. And then now we have these cool kids, and it's just so different. But I just appreciated seeing that, seeing the buildings, seeing res, because when I was at men's res, so that for me, the culture there, the initiation. Like I really appreciated each and everything there. Dining hall, oh my goodness. I mean, when you're from home and now you get to dining hall, I mean, you have breakfast, you have lunch, and you have supper. That was so much for me, like for me, it was really so much of an appreciation, more than a shock.
Yeah. No, I can say that, like I was telling someone to say that I think one of the biggest lessons, that I've learned at varsity, or even outside the classroom, like I got to start to be involved in leadership, like heavily. I got to now like the things that you're saying, that is a different experience, and it exposes you to a lot of things. And sometimes I think as students we're so much channeled into our academics that we fail to explore, the university space,
I think that's caused by, when you're from home, your parents will just tell you, Hofika varsity, you shouldn't do anything else. Buga fail, so that's why a lot of people are afraid to explore other avenues because of that. You're thinking, if I make one mistake, I'm gonna lose my bursary, I'm gonna go back home. So that's why, a lot of people are just afraid of exploring that.
And how do people get into that explorative state? How do you, how can they get there? How can they break that mentality to be like, what do they even start? If someone is like, I'm doing first year, I see this place and everything, because it can be overwhelming at first. You're seeing all these things and you're like, where do I start? Maybe everyone is different. You start looking at yourself, do I even fit in and everything like that? If someone wants to explore, where do they start?
I think it starts with, understanding what university is all about, that it's much bigger than course. I mean, you get to meet a lot. I mean, if you look at what's happening in the world, a lot of leaders went to varsity, a lot of billionaires, well, most of them went to varsity, so you get to meet a lot of people. So it's a place for you to, to just network with other people. So I think once you start realizing that you can learn a lot, there are different platforms, there are different organizations where you can learn what your interests are, so it's not just about course. You can explore anything else that you are also interested in, because at varsity you also get to learn more about yourself. You might be thinking, I'm all about, science, astronomy, that's all I'm about. And then you get to varsity and you hear about absent. And then now all of a sudden, you're concerned about your finances. And that can lead you, to bigger places. You get to meet a lot of amazing people. So I think if you understand that, then you might want to, explore other avenues other than just study. Because when you leave, with a degree, it has to, constitute of a lot of those things. It's your life in varsity. So
True. Yeah. I think an open-mindedness, to be really open-minded to ideas and I think as much as I view university, I think it's a space of ideas, and it's a space to really challenge yourself, ideologically into a lot of things and everything like that.